Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Bronson's Soapbox, where today I want to be talking about PlayStation Neo. For those of you who don't know what PlayStation Neo is, it is Sony's kind of a half step, a PlayStation 4.5, if you will, PlayStation 4K. Like, it's not a new system. Gonna run all the same games as the PS4, same interface, same online community, same everything. It's just more powerful, and it'll have games that run at a higher frame rate with more graphical fidelity. No exclusive games, no exclusive modes, no exclusive DLC, just better looking. Sony has came out and said this, hey, this needs to be the same games, just prettier or run better. And to me, my personal opinion is this is incredibly stupid. Sony right now, it just needs to produce great games. They're in the lead. They're in the lead by about 22 million consoles. The PS4 is selling superbly well. It's on pace to beat the PS2's records that were set ages ago. And I don't know why you would do this. No one's asking for this. No one, and it benefits no one, and it really irritates your hardcore longtime PlayStation fans. If you bought a PS4 at launch, and like most consoles, you were expecting, all right, for at least 5 years, I'm locked in, I'm good. This is going to be supported for 5 years with awesome, great games. And it's been 3 years, and now this new thing's coming out, and you're kind of getting hosed. This isn't like the Slim, the PS3 Slim, PS2 Slim, where it's like, yeah, all the games run the same, everything's the exact same, this thing just burns a little less power and is smaller and cheaper. Easier for us to produce, we make more of them, sell them for more of a profit. This is a fundamental difference, and Sony says, oh, well, they won't have exclusive content. Well, the exclusive content is the higher graphical fidelity and the fact that games will fucking run different. The difference between a game running at barely 30 and in the 40s is quite big, And while this GPU upgrade isn't huge, it's still, it's still noticeable. And no one wins in this scenario. And here's the reason: if you're the longtime PlayStation fan and you bought it at launch, not only is it a middle finger to you, but there is the possibility that developers go, oh, we got all this extra headroom, we're going to make use of it, and we're going to make a barely playable, barely running version of this for the regular PS4. Double middle fingers to you, go buy the new one. Now, I'm not going to say that's going to happen with a lot of games, because the PS4's, the regular PS4 install base is so huge, and most developers will want to focus on that because sales are important. But a story I think of is Hyrule Warriors on the 3DS. Hyrule Warriors on a regular 3DS, regular 3DS XL, or a 2DS runs like crap. It's barely playable. It's not even really playable. Bogs down, slows down, crashes, has tons of issues. On the new 3DS, it runs relatively well. It's not perfect, but still runs a lot better. So you're going to get that scenario where all the people who bought it late and waited or were excited about Neo went out and got it and like, awesome, great. Or you get the opposite experience of, which has also been a problem with the new 3DS, where, oh, there's only one or two, maybe max 4 titles that take advantage of this extra horsepower, and the rest of this is just 4K upscaling, or in the case of that system, better 3D. And I don't see 4K is getting cheaper, but it's still there's not much 4K content. And upscaling to 4K, yeah, that's great, go ahead and do it, but in some cases that'll make games look worse. Do we remember when the 360 launched and all those PS2 games got just up-res to 720p and looked like shit? Does anyone remember what Gun looked like on a 360? It just looked like ass, especially when compared to native 360 games. And so you're either gonna piss off your existing user base by putting out a new console, giving them the middle finger, and making it so their versions of the games are lesser, or you're going to piss off the people who bought this thing, paid more money for it, and it ended up just being like, like Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty look a little better. Because the documents say, can't have exclusive modes, can't have exclusive stuff, it's only a graphic fidelity update, and games will run better. And they also say it'll upscale to 4K. Not run native in 4K, and quite frankly, it probably couldn't because this thing isn't a 980 or 980 Ti. The GPU isn't even close to that, but it'll upscale to it. And I imagine it'll probably do 4K Blu-rays, which, maybe that's maybe that's part of why they're doing it. This is their Trojan horse to get that into your house. But I don't see why you would do this. Like, I'm just thinking of Sega. Like, all that Sega had to do back in the early 90s was keep making great games and slashing the price on the console. And they put out a bunch of hardware add-ons and fucked everything up, and Nintendo got the lead because Nintendo just kept putting out great games and working with third parties to create games. And that's all that Sony needs to do right now. Like, everyone I've talked to and everyone I've heard talk about this thing, developers, they're pissed because now, oh great, we have what is essentially a third system to develop for, or a fourth rather. Because all right, we're doing PS4, we're doing PC, we're doing Xbox One, great. Now we have another thing to develop for, another thing to make sure it runs right, and more money to throw at this thing. Obviously, most fans are pissed off because, well, when you buy a console, there's an expectation that I'm going to get a minimum of 4 years out of this thing, and preferably 5 or 6. Not the case with this. In fact, this is 3. So, and like I said, this is a performance upgrade. This isn't like a PlayStation Slim where it's just aesthetics and power, and it saves the company money on producing the thing. This is actual in-game stuff. And they say, well, you're not getting exclusive games or modes. The updated fucking fidelity and the better running games, that's exclusive content. God fucking damn it. So I don't know, man. It's not a good decision, and I really hope Xbox doesn't follow suit. And honestly, if you care about 4K and you care about graphic fidelity that much, just buy a fucking PC. For the love of God. And I don't support this. This is nonsense. Like, look, if you haven't bought a PS4 yet, and you're thinking about it, like, fine, wait. Or yours is broken, go ahead. But don't upgrade. Don't feed into this crap. Because this is awful. Anyway, I'll be back next week to talk about other random stuff. We're on Twitter at TheGamerAccess, Facebook.com by looking up TheGamerAccess, and Twitch.tv/TheGamerAccess. There's a donation button which will help us get to E3 and PAX and funds our equipment. Thank you, and I'll be back next week.